And we live. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Gold Post. And I'm joined by my brother, Sam, certified lover boy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a certified lover for for life.
But like, I know that's what's up, bro. You good, dog?
I'm good, man. How are you? Keeping well?
I'm okay, bro. I'm okay, my G. You see, as for me, I'm done that today.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'm
speaking of the
sloppy.
two albums, did you listen to them?
Yeah, I have. I've listened to both. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm enjoying both actually. So all of them are still fresh. They're still new, and
Yeah.
new music is always nice. But yeah, I'm not one of those. I'm a Kanye fan. I'm a Drake. Nah. I listen to music, bro. I listen
Same
to music.
same thing with
And
me,
you?
bro. Like I appreciate both artists. They're unique in their own way, and I'm not about to now, start a comparison as to who's better. I mean, I like both artists. I think both artists are dope in their own unique way, and I like
Uh-huh.
both projects. I'm still
Yeah,
jamming Donda. I won't lie. I'm still, I did listen to Certified, but only twice. I think
yeah.
it's an album that you need to jam a few times for you to get a hang of it. But
True,
Donda as well. Donda
true.
is also a long project. It's also plus 20
Yeah,
tracks. So,
that's the thing.
yeah,
Long.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know, bro. Speaking of, let's go to our team, Manchester United. I mean, we signed Cristiano Ronaldo. It's
Hmm.
exciting times, but at the same time, dealing with such a talented squad, can be quite stressful for a manager because you could end up second guessing yourself or making or basically selecting an incorrect squad. So today's episode, bro, I just wanted us to, discuss as to which is the best formation and the best set of players that could help our team advance. And yeah, man, let's get into it, bro.
Cool,
So
bro.
yeah, let me just quickly share. Just please bear with me.
Uh, Diogo
Yeah,
Dallo is from Portugal, right?
yebo.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, bro. Of course, I'm not sure if you can see on your end.
Yeah, I
You can
can.
see
I can
David De
see.
Gea, right? Yeah. So of course, that's standard. Like our goalkeeper, I'm happy with De Gea. When not, do you want Dean Henderson or Tom Heaton? You
Uh, no, obviously, no. I am comfortable with him there, and I
yeah.
also think it's something that I think maybe Ollie last season he wanted to like shake it up after
Yeah.
maybe he saw the way Tellers was probably making sure perform.
Yeah.
So I genuinely think if you will win anything, you
Yeah.
need a keeper who is playing and a keeper who is set, a keeper who communicates with his with his back four. So
Yeah.
yeah, I am happy there. I agree with you.
All right. And I mean here, De Gea
There ain't no
seems like
qualms.
I think you see he's going back to his old self. And then
Hmm.
for right back, bro, it's
Yep.
between because I'm looking at our team, bruh, and with the inclusion of CR7, I
Hmm.
would prefer this player to be in our team than Wan Bissaka. Simply
Diogo Dallo.
because simply because of his ball playing ability and his ability to deliver across. I
Yep.
know defensive. Actually, to be honest with you, I haven't seen enough of Dalo to even judge how he is defensively. I'm not sure if when you've seen enough.
I have. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like I mean, he went to Milan, and you know what's crazy about Dalo, Sam, is that a lot of big teams are interested in this guy. It says a
Hmm.
lot if guys like AC Milan, if you're if big clubs in J are knocking on the door to sign your players, it says a lot about your player's ability. Because if your
Hmm.
player was pop, I doubt that there would be anyone interested in your player. But like for me, hey man, I really think there's a player in Dalo, bruh. I just think that he hasn't been given enough game time. But yeah, when on your end, what do you think, dog?
So I agree with you in the sense that I think this is why I was also asking if where he actually comes from.
Yeah,
Uh, he obviously has a relationship already with
Yeah.
Cristiano. And to your earlier point, when you enter into a big room full of stars, there are egos to be managed there,
Yeah.
and I think Diogo Dallo is a good player in the sense that he can easily relate to Cristiano, number one. Unfortunately, our dressing room has to turn into a Cristiano dressing room, which is another thing which we can have a chat about later. But
Yeah.
then um, I agree. Diogo Dallo is going forward. He is very very good.
Yeah.
He can deliver the final balls. We are getting into a situation where if that number nine spot, which we both think will be filled by Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm assuming you also think that we
Yeah.
need balls coming. We need balls coming in, right?
Yeah.
We need balls coming in. So, from a delivery point of view, I agree with you, Diogo Dallo. Although, if we are playing the big, guys, I still
Yeah.
prefer uh,
Aaron.
Aaron there. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I would. I've also been calling for like him to play, dude. I
Yeah.
want him to play. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Definitely,
I,
but I
I,
also
I agree with
agree.
you there.
Yeah, like I also agree with you. Like Dalo needs a run of games, bro. I feel like there's a player in this kid, bro. Like he
Yeah.
knows how to cross the ball very well. He knows how to bump forward. Like defensively, I'm not even sure how he is because I haven't seen enough of him to actually even make a judgment on whether this guy is good or not.
I
Or
fear
have
I
you
fear
seen
for
him?
him because defensively, if he then makes a mistake,
Mm,
then the person who is in for is way, he knows how to defend. But then I think he brings us more value going forward. And the type of game that we want to play where we've got 70%, we need to be on the ball, which means we are in the other third. So
yeah,
he will be a much,
and I like
better,
how
player.
yeah, and I also like how you said in the final we need to be able to retain possession. So in that
Yeah,
sense, he's someone who you know is good on the ball because we all know
yeah,
who
yeah,
Aaron
yeah.
is. Spider Man is a bit he's a bit dodgy in that
Yeah.
regard. He's a bit he's a bit
True,
shaky
true,
when he's
true.
on the ball. Whereas with Dalo, Dalo can actually play ball.
And
So
Bisaka cost us 50 million quid. So that's another thing that I don't understand. It's like
yeah,
for a player who isn't as wholesome in the sense that gives you one part. Hey,
yeah.
50 million is a lot, bro.
It's a lot, dog. It's too
A lot.
much in my opinion. It's
It's a
way
lot.
too much. And then, bro, with
Oh,
the
yeah,
center back
agree.
pairing, dog, you can
Yeah.
agree with the players that I'm gonna just input right now. Um, we both know that it's Maguire and and Varane at center back. You know,
Yeah, I wanted us to fight, but I
yeah,
don't think
that's fine.
we'll
That's
have,
fine.
I don't think
That's
we'll have
fine.
any fights now. I think we will have fights later. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because the defense is it's quite easy, to
yeah.
name it, So we've got Harry Maguire, Varane there. I don't think we can debate much on these two. But you know what, Sam? I'd like to see how Varane and Bailly would play with one another. Like,
Bai is an erratic defender, bro. Like, to be honest, I just don't. To be honest, I
yeah,
don't trust him at the highest level. Yes, I
yeah,
do know he. No, like I just, yeah, I prefer. Yeah, I
yeah.
prefer people who I know that okay, I am going to get this with the Bai is erratic in his defense, and to be honest, he is always down injured. He always
Okay.
gets injured like for half of the seasons and stuff. So I've also heard like people call for him to have a partnership with Varane, but
Yeah.
hey, Bai is good as a sub. He's as good as a sub.
Ah, for me, bro, it's by okay. You know what? Let's not go into any details because we all know that Moran and Maguire guaranteed. Those
yeah, we
two are
know.
gonna be
Yeah,
our starting pair. They complement each other very well. We
yeah,
know
I
Timothée
agree.
Maguire struggles with the recovery pace side
Pace.
of things.
Yes.
You've got Varane to help with that. So yeah, Brian, let's move on to the left back position.
Um.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think here we're gonna fight, dog.
Nah, we won't. We won't.
Alex Telles.
Ah, isizolwa ke manje. Why? Why
you
now?
know, you know why?
Why?
His delivery. Have you seen this guy's delivery of the ball, Bryce?
We still need people who can defend. That's my thing. Because the primary job is to defend, right? And
Yeah,
then
that
go forward.
that's true. Yeah,
So my thing with Tellers is
the
back there, and in a team where we may have a number nine who doesn't track back, I
yeah,
need everyone to be on their game. So yeah, I would disagree there. But then why Tellers over Shaw, especially Shaw now?
yeah. Ish- For me, I'm just looking at a delivery standpoint. Okay,
Okay.
sure, sure. From a defensive standpoint, he is better. He's got the
Yeah.
size and his positioning defensively is very good. Because a lot of people they tend to underestimate how well Shaw is at what I can positioning himself accordingly. He doesn't get exposed that much, Luke Shaw, especially on one-on-ones, unless if he's playing against Traore. Traore from Wolves exposes everyone. That
I
guy is just
doubt.
he's a pace his pace is just on another level. So with Traore, it's understandable. But for me, I'm just looking from a delivery standpoint because you see with me, bro, Sam, I just think that Tellez just knows how to cross the ball very well, and with Ronaldo being someone who's very deadly in the air, I don't think there's
Mm.
many that can compete with him in the air. I mean, you saw his two goals that he
Oh yeah.
scored to break the record.
Ireland.
Yeah, against
Yeah.
Ireland. I mean, it just shows you that Ronaldo, if you're gonna just cross the ball in good height, chances are you'll beat any man in the air because of how athletic he is. The guy can just jump over every dude and hit it in.
Mm.
So I'm viewing it from that standpoint. But you know what? Here I won't lie to you. I just typed in tellers just for us to have a young debate, but dog, sure, my man is the
Yeah.
safest option. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with Luke Shaw's game.
Improved.
He's
Yeah, he's improved so
improved.
much.
Yeah,
Improved
yeah,
so
yeah.
much.
Okay, yeah. Let's move on to midfield, yeah, dog. And
Yes.
that's
Who are you putting there,
I'm putting it Matic.
man? Okay. Okay, so wait, can you put in a midfield too? And then yeah,
Okay, and then we'll
I can
discuss. Okay,
because yeah,
Matic.
it works as a pair, right? They work as a pair.
Yeah, and Donny. Can I
Oh
explain to
man,
you?
Donny.
Look, can I explain to you why I'm saying Matic and Donny?
Bro, this needs to be a very good explanation.
The
Like
reason why,
I want to know.
okay, fine, let me go. The reason why I'm saying Matic and Donny van de Beek is purely on ball retention. These two
Okay.
guys actually know how to retain the
These
ball.
guys are ballers, yeah?
They're ballers. And essentially, bro, like when you look at teams like your prime bosses of this world, the CDM role, like Busquets is not someone who's a destroyer. We know that he's not a physical player. He's a person who is just very good at controlling the midfield and being able to retain possession. Him and Xavi were very good at anchoring that midfield for Barcelona, and that's purely because they just knew how to pass the ball. They had a football brain. It wasn't about running around and stuff like that. It was just all about simple football, retaining position, recycling it accordingly. And I think, as much as we didn't sign a number six, because we were in need of a number six who could play alone and play a single pivot. with these two guys, I just think that we'll be able to hold on to position nicely, and Donny will be able to progress the ball very well into our attackers, and so that's just the reason why I put in Donny and Matic. So yeah,
Matic
that's
pace,
sorry, pace.
Matic pace. Yeah.
For me, I don't think he doesn't need to run as much. He can play like how Sergio Busquets plays. Busquets is not the fastest midfielder, but
Mhm.
his reading of the game, as well as his ability to release the ball, accordingly, really helps. And one thing I also like about Donny on the other side is that he's also press resistant with Donny van der Beek. I'm not
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
he's on
Yeah.
Iniesta's
In small
level or
spaces,
Xavi's
he's
level.
very good.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
from a press resistance standpoint, he's someone who can actually, break the press. Like I was watching Iniesta's compilation 2 days ago, just looking at what made Iniesta dope. It's that aspect of his game. This dude just knew how to get out of tricky situations, and the Dutch have been schooled in that way. They've been, it's in their culture to produce midfielders who are press resistant purely because they don't have size. They're not like the English or even the French who have bullies, guys who can just bull, bulldog their way through the midfield. They have to use their brain and their IQ. And so for me, Donny's
Mhm.
IQ is very good, bro. It's just that it's unfortunate that our manager who signed him for 40 million does not believe in him. And so for me, this is the reason why I say Donny and Matic. Whether
So now, I hear you.
yeah,
I have contemplated that
yeah,
many times that I think Donny should be playing as in the midfield too,
yeah,
especially against teams where we are we obviously have the percentage of the ball. So I agree
yeah,
with you in terms of Donny and all these skills. He's very good, like in small spaces, just in terms of turning and everything. But
yeah.
my midfield two would be Scott
Ah,
and Scott.
you like
No, no,
Scott?
no.
Okay,
Dude, I love
see,
Scott. I love Scott. You know why I love Scott is I think we have the best balance in the team when he's there, because you need someone who's going to do the work. And like I said, I fear that in our new kind of way that we are going forward now, we
yeah,
need a player who's going to do the work. Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't do work, right?
yeah,
We know he doesn't work.
yeah. No, it
So
does.
in terms of the midfield, interceptions, Scott is actually good, and I think if you take he played in a back three in the Euros for a game, England versus his
Scotland.
his country, yes,
Yeah, Scotland.
and
Yeah,
I think uh, tactically wise, he's also an intelligent player who knows what role he's doing on the pitch. So I would pick Scott, right? Alongside Scott, I would pick Pogba. Now, this
why?
hasn't been, again,
Why?
I know this is not a popular opinion because this hasn't been where Pogba has been producing his best, game. People bring Juve into the mix. People bring France into the mix, where he does play in the midfield too, but he plays alongside Kante, which is a different player. That's
Yeah,
why I chose Scott, because I want a player who's going to do the work. And if you need someone who can release a ball from the center of mid, find runners, Pogba has the quality. I remember Mourinho back in 2004-5. He spoke about untouchables in his team.
yeah,
That was Czech, that was Terry, that was Essien, that was Lampard, and that was Drogba. So there
yeah,
could have been another player. I think there may have been six players, but I think it was those five were there. Any winning team has a proper, you have your core players, and then you like
Yeah,
build your team around it.
yeah,
Man City had company. They
yeah,
they they had Hart, they had company, they had Yaya, they had Silva, they had Aguero.
yeah,
So what's unfortunate for us at the moment is we've got two people who are untouchable. That's Bruno and that's Pogba.
yeah,
Now the problem we have at the moment is our forward line is has got so many players, bro. It's got so many
yeah,
players. It's got from Ahmad, and remember Ahmad, he wasn't sold. He was supposed to go on
yeah,
loan actually. Yeah, and then he didn't go. So Ahmad is still there. We've still got Martial, we've still got Rashford coming back, we've got Sancho,
yeah,
Jesse is still there. Mata, who's used by Oli on the wing and not in the center. So you've got a couple of players in the front. So I don't see Pogba plays well when he's playing on the left. He's in an attacking role. He doesn't need to come back as much or anything. But I think for the team to find balance and for you to have untouchables who still play but still contribute in the team, Pogba needs to play in the midfield too. That's not what people want to hear, but I think he needs to play in the midfield too, bro. Because
you know,
if he
yeah,
doesn't, then we are sacrificing positions up front, which could be filled for a game scenario where you
yeah,
need, this thing of dropping Pogba back when the game when you need to put someone on. I think it's sacrificing someone. So no. So my
yeah,
view is Scott should play there because I love Scott, bro. For some weird reason, I think when he's always in the team has you can see that he's there. It's very different with Fred, where if Fred is in the team, you don't get that sense of confidence that teams can just high press or overrun us in midfield. Fred and Pogba, they were overran by Wolves. So Scott
yeah.
and Paul for me.
Scott and Paul, dog.
Yeah,
Yes. How come
Matic is
you
old,
rate
bro.
you rate Scott, bro? Because Scott plays he plays centre back for Scotland, bro. That
No, no,
says a
no,
lot
no.
about
He plays in
him, bro.
midfield. He plays in
He plays
midfield,
in
but if he needed to do a job, he can come back.
man. And for me, my issue with Scott is you just press Scott essentially. He's not good at retaining possession. That's my problem with him, dog. Like you see, he was good at retaining possession, and I'm not saying he must be world class now, hit killer passes, but just know how to cycle the ball nicely, dog.
Mm.
And have that. You see, like how Donny does his thing. Donny doesn't stand in one place; he passes.
Yeah, he's always moving. Yeah.
You see if Scott would develop that trait, and I feel like that's part of the reasons why I don't rate our manager, even though this episode is not about our manager, is
Mm.
because he hasn't taught guys those sort of skills. Like, okay, dude,
No, but
you don't need to. Yeah,
I don't think we can teach guys that, I think it's something
yeah,
which they either have or they, don't.
yeah,
So I agree with the kind of defender who you want. So I look at Fernandinho, Rodri
yeah.
types,
Not
where
Rodri,
even
not Rodri, Fernandinho. Yeah,
oh
not
really?
Rodri.
Oh
Nah, I don't
really?
rate Rodri that highly, but I rate
I feel like
Fernandinho
it's
more highly.
I feel like it's the same type of game though, where you can pick a pass within small spaces, even if you try and press, they can
Yeah,
turn, and it's like you're saying, it's just spraying the
yeah,
ball.
yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay, okay, okay.
You see, for me, Fabinho from Liverpool,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well as Fernandinho. Yeah,
Dope.
see, those guys are who I mess with heavy.
Casemiro?
Of course, man. You see, now you're going to Spain, bro. I was just
No, no,
talking
no.
Premier.
Do you know
But
why?
Casemiro,
Because
Casemiro makes Fred look nice for Brazil because Fred plays with Casemiro and
no,
he
but
starts for Brazil.
the reason why I
Yeah,
mentioned Casemiro is he isn't the cutest. Remember when he actually went into the team, a
yeah,
lot of people used to say, Casemiro is the weakest link. He never used to pass the eye test well, which is what
yeah.
I think Scott is. He doesn't pass the eye test well, but he does his job. He does his job.
So,
Donda
we
versus
just have to get
CLB. This
the
is where it
viewers. The
starts.
viewers need to, yeah, the viewers when they comment. they
Yeah,
need to,
yeah. Tell us.
mention, tell us the two midfielders that need to be there. Because me personally, hey man, like I
Yeah.
McTominay, bruh.
Love Scots.
Man, Scott, I don't rate Scott, bruh, at all,
Un-
bruh. Like,
Unpopular popular opinion.
yeah. All
Okay.
right, then,
Oh, good, man.
fine.
Oh, good.
Okay, fine. Let's move on to my team. We'll alter yours, so I will alter
Yeah.
this to your team as well. But of course, uh, for me, one of the untouchables.
Yeah.
Personally, you know how I feel about Paul Pogba. Like, I'm a
Mm.
huge fan of his. Like, he's my favorite player at United. As far as,
Yeah.
man, like, he reminds me of Cassie Remember, dog? Like Cassie that this thing is nice, dog. He's nice.
Yeah.
He's very creative, and what I like about him, he's a pass first, shoot second type midfielder. So you'll
Mm.
always look for the pass before actually releasing an effort. And we all know Pogba has the ability to score. It's just that he's just built that way. That I'd rather find a teammate, in a better position and pass to them. And so for me, Ronaldo would get a lot of passes from Paul. And Paul, bro, he's our best passer by far.
Mm.
There isn't
Mm.
anyone better than Paul, at passing the ball, whether it's a long ball, short ball. Hey man, all types, NJ. He just knows how to deliver the ball. But like, yeah, for me, that's part of the reasons why I say he should play on the left. And with Shaw being in our team, it will help from a defensive standpoint. Imagine if you have Tellez and Pogba on the left.
Yeah,
It would
that's
be
like an
quite,
open side.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. You just ping the ball that side all the time, and then everything will be good. Yeah, man. So do you agree with me? Okay, you don't agree with me, Paul being there. You prefer Who
Being
would you
there.
prefer in that position? With if our
So,
team? Yeah,
Mason.
you'd prefer him on the left, not on the right.
Oh, no, okay. Yeah, I prefer him on the right
Actually,
side.
with Mason either way because he's ambidextrous. He can release the
Yeah,
shot.
right, left,
So,
as long as it's,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but
Uh, when fit,
yeah,
Marcus.
Marcus
Yeah,
on the left.
yeah, on the left, which is his
Oh,
best side.
you
Um,
rate
I've,
Marcus, bro.
look, I've been very, you actually, I think you know my view on Marcus. I'm not
Yeah,
his biggest fan,
yeah,
but I'm purely looking at the teams, the way we are setting up the team with
yeah,
having a number nine up front, like uh, our new number nine or number
yeah,
seven. So I think Marcus helps there because he's definitely helping Shaw in terms of tracking back and marking.
yeah.
And I always feel like Marcus gets into good positions, but his decision making isn't good, and
Yep.
his ability to finish just isn't good as well. So I feel
Yeah.
like if we need, so what I was saying in the team is everyone who is around the five, I need them to be working. So one of the things that I don't want Pogba there on the left is if we're going to sacrifice a press going forward from the striker, I don't want us to be short on numbers as well on the left. So I want those three players behind the main striker to be
Yeah.
guys who work and press and give energy and pace.
Yeah.
And be it a counter attack or be it a what Marcus has pace. Marcus marks. Marcus can help in defending. So I would prefer him at and on that position. Granted, I don't know who taught. Like this is the weird thing. If you listen to like them speak, they
Yeah.
always say like the most skillful player they've actually played with is him. But he always tries to dribble here and there, and it just doesn't work. So I just
Yeah.
want him to be a more refined version of a Daniel James. You know,
Yeah.
go go up and down, but be more
Yeah.
refined in your decision making. And
Yeah.
so
I,
that's how who I would pick if it's fit.
okay.
But
Now,
yeah.
oh sorry, yeah, my argument with Rashford is that Rashford likes cutting in a lot, and he's
Mhm.
also a shoot first type player. He doesn't pass the ball. Have you
Yeah.
seen Ronaldo when he plays with Jota? How frustrated he gets. You know that
Yes.
Ronaldo, that one.
Yes.
You see
Yes. I.
that Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I feel, especially, let's move on to the next player because we know who's gonna be our cam. Like
Yeah.
there we know who is gonna be our cam. It's gonna be interesting as to how these guys are gonna play with each other because Bruno as well. Bruno is also a shoot first, pass second midfielder. It's like a Lampard. Lampard was also like that. Lampard
Hmm.
hardly he wasn't like a Gerard. Gerard had the ability, but he was like, you know what, Torres, here's a through ball, my man. Do your job.
Hmm.
Whereas with Bruno, imagine Bruno, Rashford. Those two
Yeah.
guys, they are shoot first, pass second players. So we most likely are gonna see a Ronaldo who does this a lot during games. And before this stream, you even said that this team is pretty much CR7's team.
Yeah. Yeah. I
If
did.
we
Yeah.
get a Ronaldo who does this every game,
We'll sub
like
him and put Cavani on. uh,
Woo! You see, you are making it even worse now, bro. Because Ronaldo most probably will tell Ole, my G,
yeah.
I love
Yeah.
you, but you ain't me, dog. You ain't as
Yeah.
legendary as me in this club. And the reason why Ronaldo most probably will talk like that is because he's won everything. And when I
Yeah.
say everything, young player of the year, footballers, right? What is it? Is it football writers player of the year? He's
Writers
won
Association. Yeah.
players player of the year. He's won everything for himself and for United.
And for United.
He's
Yeah.
won three leagues. He's won the FA Cup. He's won Community Shields. He's won the Champions League. He's won. You see what I'm saying? He's won all types of trophies.
Hmm.
And so for me, my G, my biggest concern is how will these shoot first, pass second type players fit in unless if they refine their game, as you said with Rashford. Unless if Rashford is like, you know what, for the betterment of the team and to not have a Ronaldo who does this all the time, let me rather just pass the ball.
Hmm.
And even Anchi, you said that you want Greenwood in the team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me add Greenwood as well, in the right mid. Greenwood as well. You saw him against Wolves. Greenwood likes shooting, my G.
No,
And
but the
imagine
thing
having
is,
a front
yeah.
three,
Yeah.
a front four of shooters. Only
Well,
shoot. You see what I'm
yes.
saying?
Unfortunately, this
Yeah,
is how it should be. I'm a bit worried, I should say, about Bruno because
yeah,
the balance just hasn't been right in the national team.
yeah,
You saw in the Euros, and I saw versus Ireland as well. He was taken off
yeah,
as well. So I'm not quite sure whether him and Cristiano. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what is going on at the moment.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, obviously, like I was saying, there's some people who will play. So Bruno plays,
yeah,
and so I agree with you there with Bruno.
yeah,
Um, I agree with Mason, obviously. But about the team having shooters, I think
yeah,
what Cristiano brings us is another dimension to a certain type of, goal you can also score, which is headed goals.
yeah,
So before Cavani came in, and what I did like is you saw how the team started playing for Cavani. Marcus even, I remember he was crossing beautiful balls for Cavani to finish. So I think even with Cristiano coming in, you can have a situation where Bruno can still be a supplier. Bruno as well, Bruno with Cavani aiming for Cavani's head and stuff. So I think Bruno I mean, Bruno will be shooting as well, but I think he can also adjust his game. The one person who I don't think can adjust his game is Mason, but Mason
yeah.
as well. I think it was Spurs last season where he crossed that beautiful ball that
Oh
Cavani
yeah.
headed in.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
a beautiful
So
goal. Yeah,
so we do have people who can adjust, like in terms of crossing the ball for the striker who is there.
yeah,
So, but to your point, like we're now, and the point that I was making earlier, we're playing a game that needs to be suited to,
yeah,
this number seven of ours.
yeah,
So it will be interesting, like especially these guys, like you're saying, who like taking shots. Mason isn't passing if he sees the goal. Bruno isn't passing if he sees the ball. Marcus, he may not pass. So let's
mm.
see, bro. Let's see. Let's see.
True. It's gonna be interesting because that's what I want to see, bro. Like that's one thing I was even thinking to myself. That whole up, like especially when I was watching him, like, when I watch all of his games, especially when Jota is in the team. Hey,
Yeah,
I
I
homie,
like
homie
that.
complains. I also do like Jota, but he
Mm.
complains a lot, bro. And man, when this guy is hurtful, hey, yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, I think he's also. I mean, the good
yeah,
thing is also having players who can, like this is what I was saying. Cavani is there.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, At Juve, you couldn't quite look at the bench at times and say, okay, I've got someone uh, who can provide the same impact. But if you've got someone on the bench who's also waiting like Cavani, but again, I don't see him being taken out of a game. I
yeah,
see him being played, maybe paired with someone if we are looking for a
yeah.
result.
Yeah, no, that's true. And another thing is as well, Sam, we didn't even mention Sancho, dog. We signed a guy worth
Yeah,
70 million and we benching him. Like
yeah,
we take this into
yeah.
like it makes me
Van-
wonder, did we need to sign Sancho then? Like was he a
yes.
necessity or was he signing that we just we signed for the sake of
So if we're
yeah,
talking stats and we're talking people who are going to be providing assists, right?
yeah,
Sancho is one of the best. I think maybe based off the first kind of minutes we saw him play
yeah,
at the moment, which were not too, there was nothing wow about it. But
yeah,
Sancho definitely is a player where as the season goes on, I don't see a problem with him starting in the team in the place of Marcus or so I agree. Sancho has to play at some point as well because cost a lot of money.
yeah,
So if he can find the right mix with the guy was giving Haaland assists, eh?
yeah.
So if
You
he
see,
if I think it's just a matter of I saw a comment about having a team chemistry. So
yeah,
I think for the forwards, especially the ones on the sides at the moment, is who best can play with Cristiano, guys. And if I
yeah,
can get that combination with Cristiano going, I may play more games. Or if
yeah,
you are, Jesse, you can copy Cristiano's celebration after you score so that you're
yeah,
like, hey man, I like you.
yeah. No,
And you
that's
play.
true, but gee, yeah, like essentially, it's gonna be interesting, bro. But you see, on my end, bro, like I'd rather start off with guys who would feed Cristiano first because I know that Ronaldo is someone who's clinical. It's not like
Yeah.
he's not like a wasteful striker, Ronaldo. Ronaldo is
Hmm.
a one chance goal type
Hmm.
person, even at his age. Whenever he gets an opportunity, even half chances, bro, he knows how
Hmm.
to finish them. And so on my end, you said Greenwood, I would start Sancho
Okay.
for that reason. For
Okay.
because I know Sancho would feed Cristiano. And as
Hmm.
well, when you talk about ball retention, Sancho,
Hmm.
Van der Beek, Matic, Pogba, Bruno, mm, when it
Yeah.
comes to goal percentage, he's not that great. He technically wise, he's not like on the levels of your Sancho's at retaining the ball, and ball
Hmm.
manipulation. Bruno is just very good, especially in the final third. Like that's where I can give him his props. Like the guy knows how to score, and as well also get that odd assist here and there. But when it comes to retention of the ball, I think Sancho would fit the Ronaldo's team. But at the same time, Mason, bro, Mason is a superstar, bro. He's a
Yeah.
superstar to like. I remember when Fergie, remember when Ronaldo signed to United. It used to frustrate Ruud van Nistelrooy that Ronaldo used to take a lot of attempts.
Yes, I
Ronaldo
remember. Yeah.
wasn't like Beckham. Beckham was the one who would always hit Ruud with killer assists. But now, when Ronaldo came into the fray, he was skillful. He always took on players, and his aim was to always score. So that used to stifle and annoy Van Nistelrooy until
Hmm.
Fergie had to decide, Ngokuthi, do I stick with experienced player of Van Nistelrooy, or should I sell him? And he ended up selling him, because when Van Nistelrooy left in his prime at our team, you know, he really did. He was still good. And what's a boy wavy certified Sam saying shout outs to you. Yeah,
CLB. Yeah.
yeah, man. But anyway, of course, we know who our striker is. You know,
Edison Cavani.
listen to you, bruh. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Cavani is nice, but he's not this man, bro. He's, he's, he's,
Of
he's,
course, of
he's
course.
he's not this man, bruh. And of course, we know definitely CR7. You know, this is how many goals do you think is gonna score this season, bro? Like NJ on your
Ah,
end.
I don't know. Hey, uh, I'm looking at 20. Right.
20. Damn,
Yeah, I'm
everyone
looking
is
at
on
20.
20. Hey guys,
Hey, I'm looking
like,
at 20.
and this is for Premier League, man, not in all
Yeah, Premier
comps.
League isn't the same as the Serie A.
Yeah,
So that's why I'm saying 20.
damn, bro. And then when it comes to penalties, what happens, though? Is it Bruno
I
still?
I would definitely like Bruno to continue taking them, but unfortunately, like I said, ego-wise,
Aye.
this has become a Cristiano team. So
Yeah,
unfortunately, Cristiano will be taking the penalties because he needs
yeah,
numbers for his, goals because he likes scoring goals. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, you see, as you can see, gift is like plus 10, because I
10
think
only.
maybe, hey, man, we're not a team that normally plays to the striker as much as we should. Because, I mean,
How
if you
many
see
how many are you seeing him score?
me, 15, dog.
15.
Yeah, 15. I hope I'm proven wrong, but I'm just lowering my expectations of the man
Mm,
because of the intensity of the league and how difficult it is, bro. Like, he's 36, bro. He's he's still good. He's still an amazing player. It's just that he's not like the '09 Ronaldo, the one that we had prior, the one who used to, make magic happen, abracadabra type Ronaldo. Right now he's more of a goal scorer now. His
yeah.
game is centered around scoring goals. Hence, I say that we need to surround him with guys who are gonna feed him. Because if
Mm,
he's not fed, he gets isolated. We saw this in the Euros. Ronaldo didn't have a good Euros, even though he finished as a top goal scorer. I mean, he
mm,
scored 3 pens, two goals from open play. So he had 5 goals in the Euro.
yeah.
But he's not. He was isolated most of the time. And yeah, man, like, hey, you see with me, I'm keeping it at 15. I see Adam here. He'll get 20 against Newcastle
Oh,
alone.
facts. Is in his
Yeah,
last home game.
yeah,
That's where he scored his first ever hat trick. I think
yeah.
his last home
Yeah,
game, and it was against them.
yeah.
So deja
Yeah.
vu.
But gee, I will not. This club has hurt me way too many times, bro. I am not gonna get carried away. I'm excited. Yes, I want to see CR7 on the field, but I'm not gonna have crazy expectations and think that this is the 2009 Ronaldo, bro. Because this team once signed Falcao, Di Maria. Remember that time when we signed so many
Yeah.
dope bowlers, and then we ended up losing
Bastian
5.
Schweinsteiger.
You see, and then we lost how much against Leicester? Was it 5-3 at the Ging
Yeah,
Power?
I remember that
Like,
game. Yeah.
that game, basically, that game brought me back to reality. I was
Yeah.
like, United's back. We're back to our best. We're gonna smash teams. And then Jamie Vardy and Cole had other ideas. So yeah, my G, like on my end, I think right now it's purely on coaching, bruh. It's like
Mm.
Pochettino right now at PSG. Pochettino has
Yeah.
Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, Di Maria.
The
One
first
must
11 is crazy.
It's
Yeah.
crazy, dog. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now it will go down to the coaching side of things, and we know Ronaldo has an ego of note. He's he's someone who cares about himself and only about himself. So in my mind, hey, it's all about the coaching, right? Because I do believe with this squad, if we had like Conte, you know,
Yeah.
Ten Hag, or even Zidane,
Mm.
I'm not saying we'll win the trophy, but we would challenge comfortably to win the league. Because I'm
Hmm.
still I'm still not gonna raise my standards and say we're gonna win the league. Like
So
this,
this
yeah,
is this is a this is a problem for me because I've
yeah,
seen this commentary of do you
mm,
think that we are winning the league now? Now
yeah,
that we have signed such a prolific player, one of the best players in the world. And my
yeah,
question was, if you're adding Cristiano Ronaldo to a team that has got Bruno, Pogba, Cavani, Martial, Sancho, Shaw, Bissaka,
yeah,
Maguire, Varane, De Gea, if you're adding Cristiano on top of that and we still don't have the confidence that we may not win the league, then there's something wrong. And I agree with you. Obviously, the coaching and like we said, this isn't an episode of coaching, but I feel like if those players who I even mentioned, if their level isn't raised by the fact that Cristiano is now in their team, which is
yeah,
why I think we could push now because everyone around there has got a
yeah,
work ethic that has to be upped, a level of
yeah,
professionalism, because we're talking about a 36-year-old who's still scoring 29 goals a season. And you've got players who are 23, 24, 26 now, who were promised that some of them are going to be stars and they still haven't shown us anything, but they've got so much, talent there. So if those guys don't raise their level up to a point where when those guys are walking out, their teams fear them, then I don't know what else they, actually need. Because, like I said, we have so many solutions, and I know you don't always manage a team by scoring, but you've got so many solutions even within the defense. I was thinking about playing like a back three the other
yeah,
day. I think of playing a back three, and I was like Lindelof, Varane, Maguire, and then you have your Shaw and Dalo there, and then you have
yeah,
your two bowlers in the midfield. They could be anyone, and then you have a front two of like Ronaldo and like Mason. So
yeah,
there's so many solutions, and I think I have the utmost confidence that we should be challenging. We may not win. I'm not going to say that, but we should be challenging. No
yeah.
ways.
I know. Yeah, that's true, Maji. We should be challenging. That's all I'm
Mm,
saying. We should be.
we
But
should.
of course, we know our coach has friends in the media who will always sweep shit under the rug all the time. I won't
Yeah.
say who it is in the media because there's one pundit who was like, if we get Harry Kane, Man United would win the league. Now we have
Yeah.
CR7. And
Yeah.
now and what's crazy is that he's retracting his statements. It's like, I don't see them winning the league. They almost probably finish third with CR7, dog, in our team. See what I'm
That's the
saying?
thing.
You see
That's
what
the
I'm
thing. Is
saying?
like that's what I was saying. Is if you add Ronaldo and if you don't feel confident about winning the league, then you know what or who the problem is. Because there are some teams where just adding a certain player of a certain level, but it just changes everything.
Yep. And you see that's true. And what's nice right now is that CR7 is not a player who's gonna keep quiet. You see, Abu Paul Pogba and them, they're very passive guys. CR will tell the manager, bro, that dog. Like, I'm not saying that player power is a good thing. It's not a good thing, Sam. But
Yeah.
as a manager, you need to match the ambitions of a player. It's like in
Yeah.
basketball, you know LeBron
Yeah.
James. LeBron James,
Yeah.
if he pulls through, your chances of winning the ring are high.
You see.
Automatically,
Yeah.
you become a favorite just by him being in your team.
Mm.
So Ronaldo is also on that level that, bro, I'm trying to win Ballon d'Ors here. I'm trying to win Champions Leagues. I don't care about Carabao Cup. You think Ronaldo cares about that? I'm sure he doesn't. He's not. I don't celebrate that, bro. I celebrate Champions Leagues. I celebrate
You won't
leagues.
even playing. You won't even be playing in those games.
Exactly. He's gonna say match my ambition. And if
Yeah.
the manager can't match the ambition, then there'll be an issue, dog. There will
Mm.
be issues in the change room if they if it and for me, rightfully so, dog, as a player or even as an employee, Sam, bruh. If your employer is not matching your ambitions, dog, when are you trying
Mm.
to take this company to higher heights and
Mm.
they're busy dibbling and dabbling, they're not being productive, they're not working as hard as you are. Of
Mm.
course, you're gonna end up bringing this up and saying, "Hey guys, come by me,
Mm.
like
You guys
guys,
are
come,
matching my
yeah,
level. Yeah.
you need to match my level. You guys know who I am. You've seen my CV. Go on Twitter. You don't even need to go on Wikipedia, my G. You'll find my stats on Twitter.
Mm.
This is me. I'm CR7, dog.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, bro. I win shit. When I like you saw, I set up Guinness Book of Records. You saw Guinness Book of Records on my dick a few days
Mm.
ago, bro.
Mm.
So are you guys gonna match me or not? You see me, and I'd move like that if I was CR7, dog. If I see that there's no order, there's no structure in how we play. If I see the coaching staff isn't of quality, I would speak up and say, guys, I want to win. And clearly, you guys here, your feelings, who's this Mike feeling and everyone feeling and stuff, they're not matching my ambition, dog. And so, yeah, bro, like for me, it's going to be interesting, Sam. That's the
Mm.
reason why now I am very reserved this season. I just want to see how things are gonna go. Obviously, I want my team to do well. Obviously, that's my number one thing. Like when United are playing well, it's good for my soul, bruh. Like you know what I mean, dog.
Mm.
It's healthy. It's a
Mm.
healthy thing. But when we're not doing well, it's unhealthy, dog. And I, for one, am not a fan who's gonna now be all patient, dog. Man, with the squad we have. If we were playing FIFA, dog, and you select Man United, bruh, you got
Yeah.
Pogba, Bruno, you've got Martial on the bench, you've got Rashford on the bench, you've got so many players that you can use to beat someone. Surely, dog, in reality, that's what
Mm.
needs to be happening, bro. That's just how I view it because when you look at our starting 11 and you compare it to our competitors, bro, a lot of our players walk in there. A lot of our players walk in there, dog.
Walk in.
Yeah.
That's a
Pogba
bold
walks
statement, bro. Bold
in. A lot of
statement.
our players do. Ronaldo walks into top six. You think Ronaldo doesn't walk in any team?
Is this a top six with Leicester or with Arsenal?
Leicester, Nick, let me not even say Leicester. Top 20, dog. The entire league, including Arsenal, who are at the bottom of the
Uh,
log, dog.
I'm just trolling. I'm just trolling it. But
Yeah,
look, I like
yeah,
uh, what you're saying is basically something that I agree with, and I've been saying as
yeah,
well. Like, if the level that we see isn't raised, then
yeah,
obviously then there is something wrong. But I think with the personality like Bruno's, where you can tell that Bruno wants to win games of football. He's there to
yeah,
win trophies. He's so I think you combine that, you get Cristiano in there with the same kind of thinking. It's all about winning for him. And I
yeah,
think maybe that's one aspect that will also come in where we've brought arguably one of the greatest players we have seen. So if
yeah,
he if that isn't infectious enough, you see how us as fans are going crazy about it. So if them as players aren't getting hyped, if the manager thinks he can go about saying no, this is still a building process. No, no, no. I think he has
mhm,
been given time. They are now comparing him to Klopp. They are now,
yeah,
in terms of 3 years, and
yeah,
from there he needs to kick on. And if
yeah,
you lose with Cristiano Ronaldo in your team, or you certainly don't fight for first, then yeah.
Yeah,
There's
my
something
G.
like that.
Next minute, this Newcastle game goes turns upside down, bro. We get we lose 2-1 or
Nah,
something.
nah, nah.
So, you see what I'm saying, my G?
That
It's not gonna sit well with me, bro. I'll be very pissed if that would happen, bro.
that
I'll
is
be
not
very
happening. That is not happening anymore. I think one of the good things that I
mm,
saw from the kind of run we had last season is, well, we're also getting into that mode of a big team where the games which we need to win, we are
yeah,
winning. So in Newcastle at home, we're definitely winning that one. Like I'm
yeah,
calling a win. Yes, when you see the way we performed against Wolves, you kind of get scared. And then I'm like,
yeah,
okay, at the end of the day, it was 1-0. Yes, the way that we got the goal and everything, but games that you're supposed to win, you win. So
yeah,
I'm excited as I'm excited
yeah,
like as fans we can't wait to see CR7 back,
yeah.
and if he scores, yeah, 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 yeah,
Hey, that's
yeah.
C, dog. Got the Stratford in, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So
But
hey,
anyway, yeah, yeah.
as a
Do you have?
fan,
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah, sorry.
Oh no. Oh yeah. No, I was just waiting for you. I thought maybe you wanted to add more to the conversation. But
Okay, now.
yes, dog, like it was great having you on as usual. We always go over time, you and I, because you always dropping serious gems,
Fan.
bruh. And I really appreciate that, bruh. Guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. You saw in this entire episode, it's just been there at the bottom, Just do best, help us out with the algorithm. This is the goalpost, and we out.
Thanks for having me on. Cheers.
Cheers, my G.